tournaments are on participation, so you're not going to be, everybody should be able to medal. And at the end of today's schedule, the new time schedule will be out, okay? It's not going to be 4 sessions. We're going to go back to 3 sessions for numbers, okay? But Mr. Clokey will be giving you a new time schedule in writing so you know what time to be here. Things we'd like to remind you guys of, in case you're not aware of it, your fingernails, okay? We have to keep the clip short. That's one thing that can create a lot of problems in wrestling. If you don't have your fingernails clipped, if you're scratching people and a scratch or a gouge, well, it just doesn't heal. They tend to get infected really easy. So always, every week before you come up, keep your fingernails clipped. In fact, in competition, a lot of times they'll check your nails. So make sure you keep them nice and short for us. Don't bring any valuables when you come up, okay? So leave your wallets, your watches, your bracelets, necklaces, rings. Okay, first of all, when you wrestle, you can't wear any of that. You can't wear any rings, no necklaces, bracelets, or watches. No jewelry at all. So just leave it home. We don't have to worry about it. Go to the bathroom and get your drink before we come up into the room, okay? It kind of creates a hazard when we come up and say, Coach, can we go to the bathroom quick, or can I go get a drink? It's only an hour and a half. We have an hour and a half session, so let's stay up here and get our work done, okay? Get all your drinks. Take care of your bathroom, use the facility before you come up. The rules are nobody can leave the room without permission, okay? If the group gets bigger, we'll be on the other balcony in the other restroom room, but for now, let's plan on having our session in the north balcony down here. Okay, again, you guys are familiar with the program, so you know anybody caught stealing or damaging any property will be automatically thrown out of the or suspended from the program. Not be able to come up in. That's more relevant to like gymnastics equipment on the other end. It's there, but it's not there for us to use, okay? So we're not horsing around, we're not climbing around the bleachers, coming up in the rooms, we don't want anybody getting hurt. Another thing we ask is when any of the coaches are talking, we teach them respect. If anybody's talking, if you will listen, okay? We can't accomplish a lot if we're trying to say something, you guys are going to talk. Just all pay attention, listen real closely. If there's a snowstorm or an ice storm or any reason the program's canceled, it'll be announced on the radio station by 7 o'clock. So you'll know. So if there's any doubt in your mind, just listen to either of the radio stations and you'll be able to hear what's going to be canceled. Hopefully that won't happen. We will be taking roll at each session. Okay? So if you come late, if you happen to come in late and you miss roll call, make sure you come up to one of the coaches and tell them, Coach, I'm here, I'd like to check off, because we're keeping track of this. Okay? In order to receive a certificate saying you completed a program, you have to make it for 6 out of 8 of the Saturday mornings, okay? Make sure you make 6 out of 8. Okay? And then you have to wrestle in the club tournament or in the McDonald's tournament. Okay, we didn't bring a certificate up. That's what I forgot. It'll be a nice red certificate with your name on it and everything. And again, most of you guys have been through the program, so you've had them before. Now, for the elementary school, wherever school you're at, it has a large enrollment. We have a traveling trophy. Okay? This year, the trophy will be at Roberts, because last year we had 41 wrestlers enrolled in our program. That's all K through 6, okay? Kindergarten through 6th grade. And this will be displayed at Roberts School this year. And they did a nice job. So if any of your friends, that are interested, get them to come out. Get them to come out. It's a fun time, and this will give you a little incentive to get the rest of the school involved. Okay, wrestling club. Don, are we selling any gym bags or anything this year?
We got sweatshirts and that downstairs and club patches right now.
There will be a lot of club items for sale downstairs. Okay, so when you come in, feel free, if you're interested in one, a duffel bag or something special, some of the stuff, feel free to ask. There's a lot of area tournaments in March and April. This is what we're getting ready for. That's what these are for. There's a lot of tournaments coming up. And we're trying to get you guys ready so that we can compete in these tournaments. We will have them posted. They're usually posted inside the main wrestling room on the other end, in the north end. There's a little bulletin board in there. We'll always have a schedule posted, okay? A lot of times we'll hand you out entry forms. Okay, now, if you guys haven't been going into the tournaments, I think we've seen a lot of you there. To get a better understanding of the sport, it's always nice to attend some of the junior high meets, some of the high school meets. Some of them coming up that will be really interesting is this Tuesday night, Fond du Lac versus Campbellsport. It's a real competitive dual meet at the high school, right here in the main gym. Tuesday night, and wrestling starts at 6:30. Also, we have a conference tournament here. Okay, the whole Fox River Valley Conference tournament is here February 6th. And it's an all-day tournament. You get to see all the schools in the conference. Green Bay, Manitowoc, Sheboygan, DC, all the schools. It's a really interesting tournament. If you guys can attend any of these and understand it, it will really help out. On a junior high level, a good home meet to come and watch would be the city rivalry between Tyson and Savage. Okay, some of you are involved in it already. But they wrestle Thursday, January 28th, 1988. It's a week from this Thursday. It's the last meet of the year. It's a nice duel to come and watch. You can see what you're trying to get in shape for. Now, one other thing we'd like to cover is grades. You're all in school, and I think it's about semester time, so you all took your report cards home. If you don't maintain your grades, you're not going to be able to compete. So good grades are very, very important. Not only are you want to be good wrestlers, you want to be good students. It goes hand in hand. So make sure that you maintain those grades. School is very important, and wrestling is going to help your grades, and the grades are going to help your wrestling. So make sure we keep our grades up. Okay, I don't think with this session we're going to have to do a demo. There's no parents here.
Right.
So
We'll wait for the next one. Yeah.
Okay, might as well get roll taken then.
Does anybody have any questions about anything? About the program?
Now, I think they're going to give us a paper and use time schedule, right? Okay, someone here I have my roll sheets. Yeah. Okay. We got Sean Smith here.
Just why don't you just yell your names out, guys?
They say I'm here. Okay. Jim Drycote. Corby Jebber. Seth Pilot. Brad Peterson. Shannon Powell. Chad Todd. Whatever you can do to get your opponents out. Okay? You're going to gain 2-on-1, whatever you want to do. But you're all for yourself. You want to be the last one in the circle. Are we ready? Go! Oh, I see you doing that there. Okay, once you're up, come over here and sit in this circle. Come out of the circle. What? I know, yeah. Okay. Oh, Seth, you're out too. You can go off when you go, you gotta go.
Wonder who's going to win this one, Bill. Bill, wonder who's going to win this.
Just sits there, lets the rest of them do it.
What's the rest of them eliminating stuff? He's not only a good wrestler, he's smart.
Yeah.
Everybody gang up on court.
Okay, I'm a dead man.
Rick, get in here. Help him out.
Help him out, Rick.
Help out, Rick. Well, now there's nobody to help you. Everybody headlocked him outside of there. Uh-oh.
Hey!
Okay, we're going to do one more chant. Everybody in again.
Court, you got to tie your hands behind your back. Court, you got to tie your hands behind your back this time.
Everybody in.
That's your handicap.
Can't be tired already. Are we ready?
Hang tough. We're coming after you.
Right.
Everybody get court. Everybody get court. Grab his leg. Push him out of the ring. That's the object of this game.
Court's still in there, guys. Court's still in there.
Trying to get Fort Gifford off the mat. The champ from the last round. Keep pushing. Come on, you almost got him. Hey, they got him out.
We don't have a winner yet. Okay, 2 hands out. You're up. Come on, Yancy, what are you doing? You're not doing anything in there. Who won? What? Oh, there it is.
Here we go.
No, just a butt. You gotta get him all the way up. Really good. Hang it in there. No, don't bring your hands out. Keep them in your chest. Stay back then. Set the go a little lower. You're supposed to there you go. You hold it back there. Keep your hands back there. Go down a little lower. Go down a little lower. You guys stay up kind of straight. I don't blame you. It gets tiring, but that's what it's about. Good condition and need. It'd be a good contest to see what's worse. Like this is easy. Wow, it's 1 against 1 here. Who's going to pull it out? One more, up. Hey, now, that was better. Started to stiffen up. That was good. That was good. Okay. Now, what we got about 8 minutes left. We'll get some live wrestling. Okay? We'll let you guys work up a sweat before we get out of here. With your partner, spread out the mat. We got all the coaches here to help you out. We're just going to make sure you don't fly off the mat. Under control, we're going to wrestle on our feet today. Okay, up your feet, face your partner, spread out.
Jump. 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 We'll have to watch that edge there, so nobody. We got no padding on that side there. They're just gonna wrestle hard now. They're gonna wrestle hard. Mike, why don't you wrestle him? He's no good anyway.
Go in three-man groups. We have good three-man groups here. Go in three-man groups if you want. Get a workout there. Okay, if you got a partner, stay there. If you got three-man, we'll work it that way. What we're going to do is we're going to go 30-second live wrestling. Once you take them down, you let them back up. We're only working on the feet today. Once you take them down, you let them back up. Now, this is live. Not slow motion, full speed, so you can take them down. If there's 3 men in a group, the person that's there. Oh, wait a minute. Is this one here? No, he's in the next group. Okay? You go 3 men. Ready? Wrestle. Remember to stay in your stance, guys. Good.
Back up, go.
There's different levels here. Okay. Now, for those of you that are new, we'll go over it again. This is not all-star wrestling. This isn't the kind of wrestling we see on TV. This is real competitive wrestling. This technique. This is more control. There's nothing fake about this. This is going to be real live stuff. Okay, as you know on TV, that's all for show. Okay, so this is real kids wrestling, and this is the kind of wrestling you should be doing when you get to junior high, high school, and college. Okay. Now, one reminder for everybody: we want to get your raffle tickets turned in. Okay, get your raffle tickets turned in. You all have your tickets. We'd like to get it in as soon as possible, so we don't have to wait all the way through the year. Bring them in an envelope, as you've been told, an envelope with your money, your tickets. Get them all sold, and once you turn them in, you can turn them in and get your T-shirts. I see some of you guys get your T-shirts already, so you got them sold. That's great. Now, this program will be running for 8 consecutive Saturday mornings. Every Saturday morning for 8 weeks. This is our first week, and we'll have 7 more. Then we have our club. This is going to be the first year for our club wrestling tournament. It's going to be on Friday, February 19th. We'll always have some reminders for everybody. We'll always have reminders
Just keep
for
going.
everybody on what's going on next week.
Sit right down on the edge of the green.
Then we have our, of course, we have our McDonald's tournament. That's our big tournament. Saturday, March 12th. Okay. The crowd roll over the wall. Okay, the McDonald's tournament, that's a big tournament for us, and we expect everybody to be in it. And there's also many more tournaments coming up, but we'll go through that in a minute. There's going to be a little time change. We're going to have a little schedule change. Numbers don't warrant quite to have 4 sessions, so we're going to go back to 3 sessions. At the end of the session, we'll set you all down again, and we're going to give you all a piece of paper with a new time schedule. Okay, so just so you know what time to come in next week. Okay. Well, most of you have this group we don't have to worry about, but you always in these tournaments, they usually, just for participation, if you do well, you can win yourself a ribbon, okay, or a medal. You get nice medals out of the tournament. So it's really gives you some incentive to come in and do well and learn a lot, okay? And I think everybody in our program usually has a chance of winning some stuff. It works out real well. A couple things we want to impress on you guys right away first week is your fingernails, okay? If we take a look at your fingernail, wrestlers always keep their fingernails cut real short, okay? Because we're always grabbing a hold of our partners and our friends. We don't want anybody getting scratched and gouged, okay? Because those are some of the worst ones to heal up. They get infected real easy. So every week before you come, I want to make sure your fingernails are clipped real short. real short and dull. We don't want any long fingernails. So that'd be gonna be your responsibility. Make sure your fingernails are cut, okay? Watches, bracelets, necklaces. First of all, when you're on the mat, you can't wear any jewelry. You can't wear a necklace, no rings, no watches. So you have to leave that stuff home. And unfortunately, once we're here, we really have nowhere to put it. We have nowhere to lock it up. So let's make sure that we just either leave it with your parents if you're going to be here, or leave it home. Don't bring anything because we don't need anything stolen or lost, like that.
Brad? We got one boy with a watch and also one with glasses on over here. You'll have to
Oh,
press.
yeah, I didn't mention glasses. Well, once you start wrestling, you can't wear them. And a watch, are your parents here at all? Okay. Before we start wrestling, just remember, no jewelry when we start on the mat. Another rule we have is going to the bathroom, okay? Pet peeve of all the coaches is we always got the kids going, Coach, can I go to the bathroom? Take care of that before we get here, okay? Get your drinks, go to the bathroom before you come up in the room, okay? Because the rules of our rooms are to keep the kids. Once you're in the room, you're here for the session, okay? And if you get out, and we're not saying you're locked in, if you really have to go, just come up and ask permission. But you may not leave the room unless you ask permission from one of the coaches, okay? We don't want anybody running around. Anyone caught, okay? And this is something we don't like to worry about, but we have to mention it. We don't want anybody stealing anything or damaging any of the equipment or any of the mats here, okay? We don't want to have to worry about it, just something we want to mention. No stealing. We respect the property we're on. We're lucky enough to have a great facility and be able to use it. We want to maintain it. While I remember this, I'm happy to be looking around. Some of us have tennis shoes on with steel eyelets. Like right here, we have one here, and we have a pair back here. They're high tops, but if there's something we can do about getting another pair of shoes, what happens, guys, is those metal eyelets, they tend to slit the mat. Okay, they tend to slit the mat, and they really can damage the mats really severely. So if you can get a pair of tennis shoes that don't have any metal eyelets in, they don't necessarily have to be wrestling shoes if you can't get them yet. But some that don't have eyelets in them with metal, okay? So if you can kind of get away from those shoes, it would help out a lot. That's just for protecting the mat seat. Now, if we happen to catch anybody that is getting in trouble, climbing around or anything, or stealing or damaging property, you will be suspended from the program. Okay, so we are pretty strict on that. And if we say, sorry, we don't want to kick anybody out. We love all you guys coming up here every Saturday morning. We want to keep everybody involved. So let's be on our best behavior. Another rule is we can't be running around in the halls, running around up the bleachers. On the other end, you know we have gymnastics equipment, mats. We're not allowed to go on that. Okay, we sit, we come in, we act like gentlemen. We come in, okay? On our best behavior again. Another rule we have for all the coaches is to show respect. By showing respect means when the coaches are talking, what are we doing? We're listening. That's right. It's hard for a coach to teach if everybody else is talking and not paying any attention. So we all want to be up here and teaching you as much as we can, accomplish as much as we can. So we want to all behave. When coaches are talking, we're listening. If for any reason there's Saturdays there's a snowstorm or an ice storm or some reason that the program gets canceled, it'll be announced on the radio by 7 o'clock, both radio stations. Okay? So if there's some reason, we hope it won't happen, but if we happen to get snowed in and we can't have the program, it will be announced. Just listen to the radio stations. We will be taking roll at every session, roll call. We usually do it sometime towards the end of the session so if anybody comes late. If for some reason your name isn't called or you don't remember being called for roll, make sure that you see one of the coaches so we get you checked off. Because attendance is important for you guys to qualify for certificates. Now, each wrestler that comes for 6 out of 8 of the sessions, okay? There's 8 consecutive Saturdays, 8 in a row now. Anybody that's here for 6 of them will qualify for a certificate, okay? You also have to wrestle in either the club tournament or the McDonald's tournament. Okay, and you'll be getting a nice little certificate saying that you completed the Fond du Lac Wrestling program, and it's something for you guys to shoot for. The chance will pay off. Now, good, somebody found it. Here's what you'll be competing for. So you get some nice medals. nice ribbons, what you can have a shot at winning. So it's all we're competing for. And I don't think we've hardly had one of the kids in the program that hasn't at least won something during the season, which is super. Also, this is the traveling trophy that we have. Now this goes to the grade school that has the greatest number of kids in our program, who has the best number, most number of kids. This year it'll be displayed at Roberts. They had 41 kids in our program last year. That's a nice number. It'll be displayed there all year. Now this is only our first Saturday morning, so if you have any of your friends that are interested in getting involved, feel free to invite them up. Feel free to invite them up, because we have 7 more Saturdays, and we would like to get our attendance up, as many numbers as we can. So if you have anybody that's interested at all in coming up, tell them they're welcome. You guys know how much fun it is. The more numbers we get, the better it goes for us. Also, there will be some club items for sale down in the lobby. Okay, you can buy some sweatshirts. Sometimes there's some gym bags. They'll always be for sale down in the lobby. You guys are welcome to pick them up, whatever you need. We have a lot of area tournaments throughout the state, actually, in March and April. We'll always have a list posted. We'll kind of remind everybody by week where the cars are leaving from, where they're going. But there'll always be a tournament list posted on the bulletin board inside the wrestling room on the south end, okay? And so if you go into the main wrestling room and turn, you'll see a bulletin board there. We always have our tournaments posted. Again, we'll remind you almost every week. To get a better understanding of what you're getting involved with, what we'd like to see is a lot of attendance at some of the high school and junior high matches, okay? It's very interesting, very much worth your while, your time, and you understand the sport a little bit better. Some that are coming up are this Tuesday night, right here at Goodrich. Fond du Lac High School is wrestling Campbellsport High School. It's a real good rivalry, and there's also excellent wrestling in it. So if you guys can attend, wrestling starts at 6:30 Tuesday night. And it'll go on until they're done, but it's a very, very competitive meet. It's very much worth your time to come and watch it. Also, we're privileged to have the conference meet here in town this year. The conference wrestling tournament will be here in town. That's February 6th. What that is, that's all the schools in the Foxborough Valley Conference. You have your Green Bay schools, Sheboygan, Manitowoc, Bonnet. All the teams in the conference will be in, and you get to see some good tournament action. It'll be worthwhile coming and seeing that. At the junior high level, we still have our second dual meet intercity rivalry between Tyson and Savage. Okay, and that'll be coming up Thursday, a week from this Thursday, not this coming Thursday, but a week from that, January 28th at 7 o'clock, and it'll be a Savage. So if you guys can come, I think you really have a good time. It's very interesting. One thing we like to stress, and we have to stress, are grades. Now, we're just about finishing the semester, and if you're going to be eligible in wrestling, if you want to come up into the room and wrestle, we have to keep our grades up in school. Okay? Not only are we going to be good wrestlers and good athletes, we'll be good students. It goes hand in hand. You can't wrestle if you don't keep your grades up. Okay? You can't participate. And really, it gets important, so make sure you concentrate on your grades and keep your attendance up in school. Keep your grades up. It's very, very important. We don't want to get you down in the grades. Good students always make better athletes, too. Okay, now what we'd like to do is go through a little match procedure, a little orientation. This is as much for the parents. And we'll have a couple of our coaches demonstrate some of the moves when we get to that. This is basically how we're going to watch a match. Now, for the Wisconsin high schools, up through this year, we have 12 weight classes, okay? There's one good thing about sport of wrestling is you're always competing with somebody your own size and weight. Weight class for the high schools is that this year they're 98 pounds, 105, 112, 119, 126, 132, 138, 145, 155, 167, 185, and then unlimited. Unlimited, I think the upper weight limit is 275 this year. Now next year there's going to be some slight changes. They're putting a couple more weight classes in and moving the minimum weight class up to 103 pounds. That won't happen until next year. Each wrestler must be at or under his weight before he can compete. Okay, so for your tournaments, when we get involved in the kids program too, you will have to make weight. So they group everybody in the same weight classes. High school matches, okay, they consist of 3 2-minute periods. Okay? In the first round, both wrestlers begin from a neutral position. Now, the neutral position, this is the big submission side of the down mat. The wrestler must start with his foot, the red and green stripes. They have to start 1 foot on the stripe, the other foot has to be behind the line. And at both of their feet, this is called the neutral position, or standing. Referee refers to neutral. In the second period, depending on if it's duly a tournament, we flip a coin, or it'll be the alternate choices for either either. Second period, the wrestler can choose his position. He may choose a choice of neutral on his feet again, or he can choose the top position or the bottom position. That's the wrestler's choice. In the second period. Now the bottom position is here, the top position is there. The referee's position is called bottom position. You have 2 lines. You always have 2 lines. Your hands must be in front of the line without touching. Your knees must be in back. Now this is basically so everybody gets a fair start. If they don't assume this position, you come in with a caution. We'll get to it a little later. Top position, the wrestler, there's 2 options here. You can start in the basic referee's position, which we're going to go through, where you have hand on the elbow. Okay, this is called the near side. Same side, the knee must be down on the mat. The back leg can be up or down, but you have to have one knee down on the near side. Hand has to be around the belly, covering the navel, covering the belly button. Chin or head has to be over the middle of the back. Can't hang over the side. This is basic referee's position. Okay, at the beginning of the second period, he has to choose this. In the third period, the boy that didn't have his choice, there's one other choice. He may defer. You may choose neutral, top, bottom, or you can defer your choice, which means you're going to let your opponent choose position in the second period. Third period, then you will have a choice. So this is a strategy. It's kind of a strategy that's evolved a little bit. A lot of teams will defer. It depends on the situation, whether you're winning, losing, or where you're at. Now, at the end of the second period, before the third period starts, the person that did not have his choice in the second period gets his choice in the third period, so it's even up. Okay, objective. What's the objective of wrestling? Is to put your opponent on his back and hold both shoulders or shoulder blades down for 2 consecutive seconds. It's called a fall or a pin. Whenever if you're watching a match, you'll always see when a match either ends when time runs out, or if the referee blows a whistle and slaps a mat, it means a fall or pin. The criteria has been met. We'll go through what this is in a minute. A fall ends a match no matter what the score is. So once you pin your opponent, this is the ultimate goal of wrestling, is control your opponent and pin him and put him in the fall. If no fall occurs, then there will be a decision. A decision just means one wrestler won. We'll get into a little bit of the scoring when we get to the bottom. Now the point system, how the match is scored. Okay, wrestlers start out, they're wrestling. They start from a neutral position. They always start in the first period. Okay, as they wrestle, one person shoots in, takes his opponent to the mat. This is a 2-point takedown. It's a 2-point takedown. Now, the wrestling continues. Okay, one person stands up. Okay, well, we can reverse it. That's fine. Gets behind him and gets control. Now, that's a 2-point reversal. The referee will go 2. He will signal as such and reversal. Worth 2 points. As they continue to wrestle now, boy stands up, turns out, and he faces him. Once he has lost the control has been achieved, the wrestler is no longer maintaining control of reversal. This is called a 1-point escape. It's worth 1 point match. Okay? Now the match continues, they're wrestling. As he takes him down, he goes, and now he's working. Remember, the objective is to put your opponent on the mat. You will work for a fall, which then a half Nelson and turns him over. Criteria here. Shoulders must break a 45-degree plane. Okay? And then he must hold him in this position for a count of 2 seconds. The referee will usually start signaling. 1, 2. Once he's met that criteria, and once he gets out of trouble, if he held for 2 seconds and rolls out, it'll be a 2-point near fall. The referee will signal 2, and he'll touch his shoulder near fall. All right. Now, the only other situation besides a 45-degree angle would be if he rolls his opponent over on both elbows. So you have on both elbows. On your back. Go on your Now, if he's in a high bridge, there's also criteria is met for a near fall, or if he's braced back on both elbows. Or if he's just braced, you know, I mean, get your elbow, like laying back. Good. Oh, wow. Anyway, if you lay it back at both elbows, or both shoulders within 4 inches. For a 3-point near fall, you continue wrestling. Once you regain it, the referee will signal 2. Now he turns him again. If he holds him in this position for a count of 5 seconds, 5 consecutive seconds. Okay, so if he goes down and comes back, and then 5 consecutive seconds is 3-point near fall. Referee will also go 3, and he'll signal 3-point near fall. Now, there are also cautions. Now, a caution is the referee will signal a caution. Where these occur is usually in the referee's position. Say they're in a neutral position, and they come up and they start, and one wrestler puts his hand down on the mat. Can't do that. Or has his foot in front of the other foot. This is illegal. If they ever assume a wrong position to start the match, the referee will stop. He'll go caution. He'll go red or green, whoever's getting warned here. They get one caution. They get warned one time. Called caution. Second time they do this offense, or if they're in the referee's position, and he comes down, and he gets his hand, he wraps his hand way around the belly, or he's got his hand down the wrist, or his head down. Any of the stuff that isn't right, the referee will caution him. If they assume the wrong position the second time, it's a point. Okay, so you'll see that assuming the referee's position correctly is very important. You give away some loose and easy points by not keeping the right position. Now, this doesn't result in, this doesn't work into the penalties charge, which is we'll explain in a minute. Now, there are penalties. Okay, there are penalties. And this is basically the penalties to keep the matches fair and also so nobody gets hurt. One way we get penalized would be a stalling. Wrestling is an aggressive sport, and you always want to maintain. When you're on your feet, you're trying to assume, you're trying to get a takedown. If you're working on the mat, you're working for an escape or reversal. On the bottom, you have to keep working. In other words, you can't stall out. One person down, go down. And he just puts his hands out and won't let the guy wrestle. Now, the referee's going to look at this, he's going to watch and say, that's stalling bottom mat. He's not working for an escape or reversal. Vice versa, if the top person gets to 2-on-1, and he just rides, and he just hangs on and hangs on, referee will watch and say, there's nothing, he's not working for a pin. You'll warn the top person. Now, we go warning, simply put fist up in the air, and that's warning. He'll say top or bottom. Okay? That's what a warning is about. You'll get warned one time. Second time you get warned, it's a point. Second time. So if you're stalling again the second time, it's a point. After, this works into the penalty chart. The penalty chart also means there are some illegal holds. Okay? Something that's done, okay, say he goes down, and say Mike's on top of the full Nelson. Now one of the moves that is illegal, this is called a full Nelson. The reason it's illegal is the boy could be injured. You can hurt somebody's neck this way. Okay, as soon as the referee sees this, he's going to stop it. He's going to signal, he's going to stop it to protect the person from getting hurt any further. And then he's going to go illegal hold. Put both hands behind his head. That's an illegal hold. And the person that had the hold put on him illegally will receive 1 point. First offense. If you use another illegal hold, put a chicken. We use this a lot on our bar, and it has to be 90 degrees, but if he ever brings it up here and cranks on it, very easily damage his shoulder. Okay, and the referee's going to stop it, blow the whistle, stop it, break. Second offense. That's 1 point again. Now, once you've gone to your third offense, okay, whether it be stalling or an illegal hold, it's automatically 2 points. So you can only do so many things wrong in a match. That's 2 points. And if you've gone to, okay, you got 1 point against you, you got a second point against you, then you've gone to a third point, third time, whether it be stalling, penalized, or an illegal hold, it's 2 points. You do something wrong after that, and you're disqualified. So the rules are very important. In other words, you just forfeit the match, your team gets 6 points. Okay. how the team points work. When you're wrestling in a dual meet, anytime the two wrestlers tie, if your time runs out, the score ends up 5-5. Both teams will score 2 team points. Both wrestlers will score 2 points for the team. If a decision is won, a decision is scored where the difference in the score is between 1 and 7 points. It's no greater than 7, but it's more than 1. You'll earn 3 points for your team. It's 3 points. A major decision is winning by a margin of 8 points to 11 points is worth 14 points. So the more points you score on your opponent, the more help you're helping out your team. A superior decision, or winning by a margin of 12 points to 14 points, is worth 15 points. It's worth 5 points. Then we come to a technical fall, which is winning anytime that you get a 15-point margin over your opponent. Winning by a score of 15, the match automatically stops, and the referee will raise your hands for a technical fall, and it's worth 16 points. Also, a pin or a fall is worth 16 points. A forfeit, if you don't have anybody to wrestle at that weight class, is worth 16 points. The person has somebody show up on the mat. If you get disqualified, so you got disqualified for, you can also, there's sportsmanship very much involved in wrestling. And you can get penalized for unsportsmanlike conduct. Say you hit your opponent illegally, you forcibly throw him off the mat, something that doesn't go over the rules. Yes? Yes, you can crossfades. We'll get into the moves a little later, but yes, you may crossfades. We'll show you what's legal and illegal as we go through the program. Also, you can default. One more time, you can score 6 points, that's a default. Say you were injured in a match. You can't continue to wrestle. It's a default. The default works if you are hurt in an illegal move and can't continue, you would have to default and the other team scores. If you were hurt by an illegal hold and default, the person that you put the illegal hold in loses by a default. Okay, that's basically the rules of how to watch a match. I think everybody has your sheets and you have your booklets with some information on it, your referee scores. That's basically the end of our orientation. Okay? Glad to see you. Okay.
Let's go. I don't want to do push-ups. I don't like them. Come on. A little bit more. Okay. Go, go. Come on, you guys. I don't want to do push-ups. Let's go.
Okay, this team, 5 good push-ups, 5 good push-ups.
Come on, you guys. Everybody, let's go. Everybody watch me. Come on. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, good job.
All right. Getting the guy down. We want you to work on grabbing a leg or grabbing 2 legs. We're going to work on takedowns next week a little bit. Okay, but what we want you to do now is just to get comfortable with your stance, get with your partner, get comfortable moving around. We want you to shoot in and try and grab a leg, try and get 2 legs and see if you can take him down.
Try to stay in your good stance though, like Coach Winkler said.
Okay, we don't want to see you grabbing the heads. We don't want to see you pulling on arms like this. We want you to get in good stances. You know, work on the wrist,
get a leg.
Get in on a leg. And once you get a leg, see if you guys can get him down. Next week we're going to get into the technique of it all. But this week we just want you to get comfortable with your stance and seeing if you can take a guy down on your own. Okay? You got that? Just get with somebody about your own size.
Got a question?
If,
Yeah, did you ever wrestle randomly before?
did I? No.
No.
No. Okay?
We don't want to see any slamming down though.
If
you
there's
get a leg, you can take him down like this, and, you know, and trip him, but we don't want to see any of this, any throwing. Okay? That's not good. We don't want anybody hurt.
Okay, the purpose of this live wrestling period now is just to get used to being on your feet. Try to get a guy down, okay?
I don't know how or before, but it's very damaging to the mat. And like I say, they cost a lot of money and they're hard to maintain. So if you have metal eyelets in your shoes, please see if you can do something about wearing a different pair or something along those lines. Okay? You understand that? Good. If you have to go to the bathroom or get a drink, we take care of all this before we come in. But the coaches don't want to have there 2 minutes of do it before we come up. Before we come up on the mat, take care of the drinks and the water. Once you're in the room, once you're on the mat, you're here for the session. Okay? If you have an emergency, we'll let you go and send permission. But take care of all the unnecessary things before you come up here. And anybody that's caught stealing or damaging any property, you don't want to have to worry about this, but we have to mention it. Anybody caught getting in trouble, damaging anything, stealing anything, will automatically suspend the program. You can't come up anymore. Okay? So we don't have to mention it, but something we have to take care of. There will be no running. Okay? Okay, everybody stand up. Take your legs off. Your legs will be a little bit sore after working that stance. Now, we're going to do a little movement drill. And we want to move, we want to stay in our stance. So what we're going to do, everybody facing this wall. So I'll face him, everybody facing me. There you go. Now, when I say breakdown, we're going to break down when you get in a stance. Okay? Head up, neck up, elbows in, see the balls of your feet. And then I'm going to point. I'm going to point that way, move that way. I'm going to point that way, move that way. But what we do when we move, we shuffle step. We never cross our feet. We always keep our feet wide for a good stance. Okay? That's how we move. That's right. Now, everybody watching me, and I will point and I want you to move. Okay? Ready? Break it. Good. Watch me. By the time I look up, he's behind me. So we have to learn to keep our heads up. Okay? Land your hands, keep your head up. Now we're going to put the two together. I am move, move. You watch me. And when I say hit it, you sprawl from the move. Now stay down in that stance. Okay? Break it. back right up against the wall. Now, put your feet a little wider, shoulder width apart. A little wider, shoulder width apart. Stay in the balls of your feet. Now we're going to drop down into that stance. We're going to put our hands up on our shoulders like this. Now we're going to stay here. Okay? You're going to stay here for a while. Now your legs are going to start to hurt. That's what we want. When they start to hurt, that's when you're getting in shape. Hands up on your shoulders. Yeah, you should feel it in your legs. Some people's legs hurt a little bit. That's good. That's when you're doing some good. Shoulders back up against the wall, then. That's good. Just stay there. Stay there. This is good for getting in shape. Okay, good. Now stand up. Take those legs out. That's good. Take them on good. Now, we're going to do it one more time. Get this leg in shape. One more time. Okay, ready? Break. Put your hands up your shoulders. Then we're going to bend those legs. Stay right there. Stay right there. There. Good. Good. We're going to get you guys in shape, huh? Yeah.
Look at those faces, Lonnie, huh? Look at some of them faces.
Okay. Kick them up. Good, good. Now, let's have all the wrestlers down this end of the room. All the wrestlers down this end. 9, 2, 1, 2,
David Munoz back in the corner here. How much you got on there, David?
sophomore heavyweight.
How much you got on there, Dave?
About 300 pounds.
How much? 300? This is Dave Munoz, our JV heavyweight.
Spot. Good.
As you can see, David lifts in excess of 300 pounds. Very strong. Weight room. Yeah. Oh, look at this guy's strength. Assistant coach Mark Peterson. Mark Peterson showing weightlifting techniques here. What are those, Mark? About 3 pounds each? Whew. Give him a nice hand, everybody.
Now for the big stuff.
Now this is for real here. This is for real, folks. Wow. Wow. Let's see who we got here. Seth Pilat wrestling against Shane Schultz, right? Is it Shane? Over here we got a couple of animals. Ricky Ellison from Tyson, 9th grader, Rick? 8th grader?
Yeah.
Against Mike Toma, who is the JV 105 at Goodrich. I think Mike is undefeated this year. Doing a real fine job for us. Ricky, you're undefeated too, aren't you, at Tyson? A couple undefeated wrestlers here. Over here we got a couple of state qualifiers last year. And Seth Pilat and Shane Schultz, right? Shane, what's your name? A couple of real tough boys. Seth, what grade you in now? Seth is in 6th grade, and Shane, you're in what? 5th grade. A couple of our real fine youth wrestlers here, and also state qualifiers. Here we got a winner. Mike Toma just pinned Mr. Rick here. Frank Welnetz, making sure everything is run smoothly today. We got the last session coming in, 11:30, 12:30. That would be kindergarten and 1st graders will be in. Right, Frank? How's everything going so far?
Hi, Don. Real good. We got a real good turnout today.
How many kids do we have total, do you think, came in the program today?
I think we've had about 185 come in the program today.
185.
Yeah, right.
That's down a few numbers from last year.
Last year we were about 225, so we're down.
225.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully the word will spread around and we can get it back over the 200 mark, maybe starting next week. And I know you want to plug both our tournaments. This year we also have a club tournament and a McDonald's tournament. You want to talk a little bit about those?
Yes, on February 19th we'll have our club tournament here at the Goodrich Gym, and these will only be for the wrestlers who are in our Saturday morning program. The idea of this tournament is to give all of our wrestlers and their parents a opportunity to see what a tournament is about. What we're going to be doing is running 4-man brackets, and we're going to ask all of our parents to help us out with the weigh-ins, with the pairings, with the scoring, and with the timing. We anticipate starting around 6:30, and we should be finished by 8 o'clock that night.
Very good. And when is the date of the McDonald's tournament again this year?
Yeah, the McDonald's tournament will be on March 12th. We're anticipating about 700 kids from throughout the state. We've got some responses from wrestling clubs as far south as Racine, and they're going to be coming up to our tournament. Again, McDonald's is our sponsor for this year. They've given us a considerable sum of money to pull this tournament off. And the main thing that I'm looking for right now in regards to the McDonald's tournament is a 3rd and a 4th grade coordinator and a 5th and 6th grade coordinator. I need those two key people to ensure the success of this tournament. We'll be calling a lot of the parents to ask for help regarding the pairings and regarding timing and scoring. And also our concession stand is going to be running a bake sale this year, and we're going to ask any of the parents who can make some brownies, cookies, cake, that sort of thing, to bring those the day of the tournament. In our newsletter, Harriet Welnetz is in charge of the concessions, and she'll be coordinating the different baked goods that people bring in.
Very good, Frank. Well, thanks for the information and continued success.